Hey guys and gals, this is your host Joe, Life with Josef, and I'm going to make a story time about a couple of Terry stops that my brother Charlie did when he was a deputy in Comanche County, Kansas, which was his first sworn law enforcement job. And here's a picture of him right here at the state line with Oklahoma at the terminus of Kansas 1. So, Highway 1. So, let's talk about the first one. Now, this guy painting the Coors stuff on the Quonset hut, this is in Dodge City, which is in Ford County, Kansas. This guy's name is Stan Herd, Herd. And he was born in Protection in Comanche County, Kansas. Protection is one of the three incorporated cities in Comanche County, the other two being Coldwater, the county seat, and Wilmore, which has got about 40 people, and I don't know why they're incorporated at all, but nevertheless. So here's Stan is a known crop artist, which they call earthworks on large scales of land. He'll get out and mow and burn and put designs literally into the ground. You see this on a much smaller scale in Major League Baseball parks in the outfield, where the grounds crew will mow the grass in certain ways and you get a design. So this is what Stan does, and he's a fairly well-known guy. Now, you got to realize in these very rural places that, if you're an outsider, you're an outsider, and you may never be a local. Well, Charlie Charlie really didn't care about if you were a local or not. You break the law, if it's warranted, you're going to get a ticket. So Charlie, his RAS for the Terry stop is 45 and a 30. So Charlie lights him up, makes the car stop, sees it's Stan Herd, runs his license, and the dispatcher gets back on the air. Now, this is a number of years ago. This is in the late 90s, and it's a lot of the residents listen to the sheriff's broadcast. So the dispatcher, who never liked Charlie, and she was not a kind person, she gets on the air and says, "Be advised, he's a local." Well, my brother doesn't give two shits about that. And when he clears the stop, he says, hold on, let me see it here, 10-8 cited. So Stan got himself a welcome to Comanche County notice. Well, as Charlie explains it, the district attorney at the time is Stan Herd's brother. So I can neither confirm or deny that the ticket got dismissed, but read between the lines here, guys. So, but God love my brother. He didn't care. Stan, you were speeding. You got Terry stopped, and you signed here. Press hard 3 copies. Now there's a second story about my brother. Hold on. Dave's Pizza is in Coldwater, and I've eaten there, I think, every time I've ever been through Coldwater or to Coldwater. Certainly staying overnight. Charlie loves the place. I'm not quite as thrilled about it, but he loves it, so we go when we were out that way. Anytime, anyway. In the times of trouble, when I was out there for the week, and I rode with them like every day, so even though Sheriff Timmons has passed, God love you, Sheriff Timmons, you let me ride along, and that's, I really appreciated that. It was one of the best times I ever had. We never ran out of stuff to talk about. I brought my golf clubs because I figured that, I need to entertain myself, and I didn't even hardly take them out of the car. Oh, we had such a great time. So anyway, we're in Dave's and we're having lunch, and now Charlie's working noon to midnight. And so it's in the afternoon, and we're eating, and we're done. And as we're walking out, there's some old scrappers, the locals, 5 or 6 of them, retired guys or such by now. And one of the guys strikes up a conversation with my brother, and he's not very nice. And he's basically telling my brother, why don't you get out and do some real police work instead of hassling me about my registration. He says, I don't have to pay registration. I don't drive anywhere. I just stay in the county. So, Charlie's not going to tolerate this, but he can't tell the guy to fuck off. And I can't tell the guy to fuck off because I'm a guest. I don't want to, I don't want to interfere in this. So Charlie just basically tells him in front of everybody, if I see you driving on the public road without tags, I'm going to pull you over and cite you. And if you don't like that, why don't you and I and Sheriff Timmons have a sit down and we can hash this out? Charlie wasn't, he didn't take tone with him, but he took enough tone with him. So the guy's all huffy, and we walk out, and Charlie's just laughing, thinking, okay, we'll see him again during our week. And literally later that day, Charlie and I are out on patrol in one of the, not every road in the county's paved, guys. This is rural Midwest. And we're out on patrol, and we see this guy, the same guy. He's got, I can't think of the car he had, but he had, I swear to God, he damn near had a cow catcher in front because of the deer. It was iron piping, this just, okay. So we know who this guy is, so we get behind him. Charlie runs the plates. He doesn't have current tags. There's RES for the Terry stop. We light him up, and Charlie pencil fucks him again and reminds him, I told you at Dave's, if I catch you out here, I'm going to cite you, and I'm going to cite you every single time until you pay your tags. And boy, the guy was pissed. But dude, it's pay your tags. Sorry, I don't have any sympathy for that. In Kansas, they're not that expensive anyway. Come on now. Why are you an asshole? So my brother, God love him, he didn't put up with this locals bullshit. And a surprising number of people approached my brother and kind of said, have you ever thought about running for sheriff? Because, again, sheriffs in the United States are directly elected by we the people. I think it's about the only law enforcement job I could think of that's directly elected like that. So, well, one of the few anyway, maybe attorney general, but I mean in the field, So Charlie made it, the citizens who came up to Charlie, always on the quiet time now, said, we really like that you cite everybody fairly. If you cite, you treat people fairly out here. There's none of this, well, I'm in a clique, I'm a local, I'm a certain local. And Charlie basically told these people that he was honored, that they considered him worthy of being the sheriff, but he would never undermine Sheriff Timmons because Sheriff Timmons gave Charlie his first sworn opportunity in the law enforcement industry, and he would never stab Sheriff Timmons in the back. And I admired my brother for that, and I still do. You take care of the people who take care of you. And then my brother moved on to Dodge City, and then moved on to Roland Park, and he's now retired, and there you go. So this is kind of a little bit more story than I thought, I guess, but here's 2 stories about my brother in Comanche County, Kansas. So this is Joe, your host, Life with Josef, another story time involving my brother. Enjoy your day. Peace be with you, and we'll see you for the next one.